everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Leanna. Today I thought I would talk you through a little bit of a jewelry tutorial. If you don't know, a while back I announced that I have my own little jewelry business, and I was making a website, but the website was going to cost a lot of money, so I'm just doing it through social media. I always have my Facebook and Instagram listed in every description box. So the easiest thing for me to show you how to make is a memory wire bracelet, and this is what I have here. It winds around kind of like a slinky, and this is going to be really good for those of you who aren't really good with clasps. My grandmother, for example, really prefers memory wire bracelets because she doesn't have to fiddle around with them. She has poor eyesight and she has arthritic fingers. So I'm going to show you how to make one of these. And it's really one of the easiest things to make. So I'm going to tell you what you're going to need. If you've never made any sort of jewelry before, you're going to need very few supplies, so you're not going to have to go out and buy a whole bunch of things. You're going to need some form of pliers. I have round nose pliers. These are rounded at the tip. They make a prettier loop just because they are round, but if you don't have round nose pliers, then any sort of plier will do. I started off with my dad's pliers that he used around the house. That's fine. You're going to need something to cut the wire with. Now, if you're already into jewelry making, maybe you already have wire cutters, don't use just any wire cutters because memory wire is really thick and it can damage wire cutters really easily. What I've actually been using for quite some time now, they do make memory wire cutters, but I've actually been using these cutters that are in the center of these because they're really thick and they don't break down easily. And obviously what you need is memory wire, and that isn't to be confused with some other jewelry wire like this. This is called artistic wire. It's really bendy. You don't want that. That's not the right stuff. It'll say memory wire, and it comes in coils just like a slinky. Sometimes they come in different colors. Usually it's silver or black, and they do come in different sizes. You can get one that's for necklaces as well. And yeah, you just cut off however many coils that you want. You can even just do one and you can make earrings. So we're gonna do about 3 today. So I'm going to cut off 3 links like that. And you're going to want to make 1 loop on one side so the beads don't fall off as you're stringing them. So I'm going to set up the camera in a way so you can see this better, and then we'll get to work. So I have my wire cut. This is one end. Don't mind my fingernails being the way they are. And these are the round nose pliers. Now I'm just going to start forming a loop. So you want to grasp one tip fairly tightly and just start moving the wire towards you. Like so, and if it happens that the wire kind of falls out of line, you can just grab it and press it back in. And I've made the loop fairly big so you can see it on camera better. There's one loop. You can see how the round nose pliers help to make the loop more of a rounded shape. If I'd used a plier like this, then it would have kind of flattened it out a bit. So this just makes it more aesthetically pleasing. And then you want to use some beads. You can get beads at any cost. For example, here are some oddly shaped pearls and some different sized crystals. These were all found at a reasonable price at a place that we have here in Ontario called Lens Mill Store. They're really pretty and very cost effective. You can use seed beads. These are really tiny beads, often used in bead weaving. That's done with a needle and thread, but you can also use it in something like this. Just be mindful of how tiny they are. They can roll around on the floor, go missing, get sucked up by a vacuum cleaner, that sort of thing. And if you do have trouble seeing, then you might have trouble using the really tiny seed beads. But that's one way to go. You can use faux pearls. That's what I have on the bracelet I'm wearing right now. Faux pearls are usually made of plastic or glass. I think these ones here are the plastic kind, and you know, probably not the best for the environment, but as long as you're not planning to throw it away, then it should be fine. And again, comes in a lot of different colors. Sometimes you can get them as low as $1 per strand, depending on where you go. These ones are Swarovski pearls. These ones are made of glass, and these ones are more expensive. And these are Swarovski crystals. Come in all different shapes, sizes, colors. Again, they're going to be more expensive than Czech crystal. Those are the crystals that I just showed you a minute ago from Lens Mill store. Because these are precision cut, Czech crystal can sometimes have some changes in size, some variation. So these are going to be the same size and cut. And of course, you can always go with gemstones. These are Aventurine, I think. Gosh, it's been so long since I bought them. I know they're not lapis. And these are gemstone chips, so they're a bit more affordable than bigger size gemstones, but you still get a really cool effect. So today I'm going to use the gemstone chips. So you just want to find the holes on the beads. With gemstone chips, they're going to vary by location, and you just want to start stringing them down. One by one. You can kind of worry about pushing them up into position later. Just start stringing them along for now. Just like my ex-boyfriend did to me, string me along. And the cool thing about memory wire is that it may not look it, but it is flexible. So that means the more you wear it, the more it's going to adjust to the size of your wrist. So kind of keep that in mind when you're choosing how many coils you want to make it. Are you making it for a smaller wrist or a bigger wrist? Because 3 coils on a small wrist is probably going to stay 3 coils. On a bigger wrist, it may stretch out to be more like 2.5, maybe even 2. So I've got this many on, and then I think I'm going to try something a little bit different. I'm gonna try some variety with these beads. I might add something different. I'm thinking I'm going to add some gray pearls. So these are they're not quite gray. They're gray with a touch of purple to them. I'm gonna see how these look next to them, and if I don't like it, I'll just take it off. You can learn a lot about pairing colors through something like this, as well as cool and warm tones. Don't necessarily have to be a painter to learn about cool and warm tones. So once you get to about there, that's about equal distance, maybe a little bit less here, maybe I'll add one more. And then I'm going to go back to the gemstones. And if you need to give them a little push, just do that. Get them onto the second loop. I'm at about the point where I want to add more beads from a different category. I can either go with the pearls or I can go with crystals. Anything really. I'm going to add some blue crystals. And back to the gemstones. And I'm going to repeat this pattern until it's done. So when you're done, you want to make sure that you've really pushed your beads all the way down against the first loop that you've made. And then leave yourself enough room to make another loop. If you need to add a few more beads, you can do that, or you can trim this a little bit. That's what I'm going to do. Just make sure you don't cut it too short. And then we're going to start making the other loop just the same way we did before, by taking the pliers and bending the wire in towards us until the loop is formed. And these beads are nice and big, so there's no fear of them slipping off. And if there's a little bit of space with this loop, just need to take the pliers and squeeze it a bit. Make sure it shuts. But like I said, there's no fear of these beads slipping off, but if you were using something small, then you really want to make sure that it's nice and tight. And there it goes. And there's the bracelet. So let's try it on. So like this, see how I've grabbed one end and it's laying underneath my wrist, then I just wind it like that. And there we go. So now you know how to make a memory wire bracelet. Hopefully this was easy enough to follow. If it wasn't, let me know, and let me know if you want any other jewelry tutorials or if you're just kind of meh on the whole idea. And this one will be up for sale in my shop soon, so check the links below and it'll be up in a listing very soon. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if not, again, let me know, because I don't have to do this again if you don't want to. I post Mondays and Fridays here on this channel in the afternoons Eastern time. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you want to, and if you don't want to, that's okay too. I also post quite frequently on Instagram and Patreon. I appreciate all of your support as always. Have a great day. Bye everyone.